Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, and Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, embark on an adventure into the mysterious quantum realm, along with Cassie Lang, Hank Pym, and Janet Van Dyne. They encounter a new enemy in the form of Kang the Conqueror, who poses a threat to the quantum realm as well as the very fabric of the multiverse. Can Ant-Man the Wasp and crew be enough to stop him? It's no secret that Marvel has been having more misses than hits lately. Whether it be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or Thor Love and Thunder, the films are getting more divisive than ever. I'm also not the biggest fan of the Ant-Man films. However, the trailers had me intrigued as the formula of the previous two Ant-Man films had been replaced with a larger scale adventure formula akin to Star Wars. So, did it live up to my expectations? What even were my expectations? I kept mine pretty low to be honest, and as a result I walked out having a fairly good time. It currently has a rotten rating with critics, which I don't wholly think it deserves, though I can't see why people would be frustrated with it. The formula from the last Ant-Man films have undergone a massive change, to the point I can see some people missing the heist aspect of those films. But I didn't particularly care for them, so this switch was a welcome change for me. There is a lot of imagination brought to life in the form of the quantum realm, a microscopic world beneath our own that harbors intelligent life and bizarre creatures. We see a rebellion of freedom fighters facing off against a dictator who wishes to conquer as much as possible. Between that plot and the creative beings, it really does feel like Star Wars. The two actors who stood out to me in the film are admittedly not Paul Rudd or Evangeline Lilly as Ant-Man or the Wasp, but instead Michelle Pfeiffer and Jonathan Majors as Janet Van Dyne and Kang. Pfeiffer is given a lot to do in the film and has an ever-present fear in her voice and upon her face due to Majors as the big bad, who is indeed menacing, though I have a criticism with him. Kang is built up in the marketing and the film to basically be the new ultimate enemy of the MCU. They describe him as being a monster, as being evil, and as being a conqueror. Seriously, take a drink every time the word conquer or conqueror is said. My criticism, though, is that they keep telling us this, but they don't really show it. There's one scene where he is torturing Scott and Cassie, but that's really it. There's a lot of potential with this character, and I'm excited to see how Majors continues to portray him, but for me, I think we need to see more and be told less. The pacing is kind of all over the place as well. One moment things are moving pretty fast, the next it feels like they're going pretty slow. I don't really know how else to describe it, but if you see the film, you might know what I'm talking about. Am I crazy? You don't have to answer that. I was also surprised that there was a bit of shaky cinematography going on. I was hoping that trend was gone for good, but I guess you can't fully kill bad habits. The last criticism I have are the special effects for the character of MODOK. They're pretty bad. A lot of people have been comparing it to George Lopez's character from the infamous Shark Boy and Lava Girl film, and I can see that. While I understand that the character design is extremely weird and difficult to pull off, given that's what the character looks like in the comics, it's still pretty appalling. I started this review out saying I had a good time with the film, and while I don't take that back, I must admit, the more I think about it, you can really poke holes with the characterizations, pacing, cinematography, and effects. While this film might want to be compared to Star Wars, it might be more fitting to compare it to a Roland Emmerich film like Independence Day, that being a big dumb popcorn film. So, how would I recommend this? If you like the Ant-Man character but want a different tone for his films, this is for you. If you like really weird sci-fi adventure films, this film is also for you. But if you want a legitimate good film, I think you might need to shrink your expectations a little and settle for either a matinee or streaming it on Disney+. Thanks, this is an O.M.M review. This is O.M.M, signing out.